All right, so number 8, like number 7, I'll write these formulas out for you so you can see it. So the first thing they want us to do is find the point estimate, so the population proportion, given that we have the upper bound and lower bound. So P is going to be equal to the upper bound plus the lower bound divided by 2. So that's what we're doing first. So we're doing 0.589 plus 0.361 divided by 2 to find the middle. So do that part first. Gives us 0.475. The margin of error is going to be equal to upper minus the lower, so find the gap and then divide that by 2, and that will give us our margin of error. So that's going to be 0.58, should be a 589 minus 0.361 divided by 2, so that'll find the margin of error. So I'm going to hit second enter, and then second enter, it'll bring this up, and I just got to change it to minus, and then I'm going to divide by 2. That gives me 0.114. So that would give me my margin of error. Uh-oh, hit enter too soon. 0.114. Okay, now given we have our proportion, the number of individuals with that characteristic, so we're going to do n times p, kind of like finding the mean when we have binomial. So we have 1200. We're going to multiply that by the p that we found in part 1, which was 0.475. And that gives us about 570. Question 9. We're going to construct a 99% confidence interval for the population proportion using the given information. So we can do this by hand, but I think we can also use StatCrunch, which we're going to use that just to kind of speed it up. But I will remind you of the formula. So P minus the population proportion over the standard deviation, which is P times 1 minus P divided by N. If we worked backwards to solve for this P, this would be equal to like some Z value, some critical value. We're calling this number Z alpha over 2 because we're going to have 2 sides. So working backwards, you would have an interval that had multiply Z, so it might say Z alpha over 2. This Z value times the standard deviation, which is the square root of P 1 minus P over N, and then you would add P. So you would have one positive value, you would have one negative value, so your P hat would be in the middle. And then you have the same thing on the other side, but it would be the negative Z value. So one will be negative, one will be positive. Z alpha over 2, repeat that. So that will give you how to find the confidence interval. This is giving us our P. We're going to do it with StatCrunch. Stat proportion, one sample, summary. So we want a 99%. So we got the number of success is 105. The total number of observations, so just like the sample size, is 150. We can do confidence interval, that's what we want. Level of confidence is 99, and we can say show critical value. But mainly we just want the confidence interval, we want the upper and lower. So you got the number of success, you got the observations, and then we have the level of confidence. And so we compute, and right here gives me my output. A lower limit and upper limit are given. We want to round to 3 decimal places. So we're going to go lower limit 0.604 when we round it to 3, 604, and 796, 604, 796.